Who you are screams so loudly that I can't hear what you are saying. People want to talk a big game. They want to talk about all the things they're going to do, all the things that are coming, all the things that will be, should be, might be, could be. But you can talk all you want. But who you truly are, who you are when no one's looking, who you are behind closed doors, who you are up here, and the stories that you tell yourself screams so loudly that none of your words, your promises, any of that means anything. And this is the problem, that people want to talk a big game. They want to talk about all the things they do, rather than just being about it. You need to just stop talking. You need to stop telling people about all the stuff you're going to do and just go away and do it. Problem with a lot of the things out there these days is that they become, well, as I was informed the other day, cringe, which makes me feel old as fuck when I learn new words, but still. They become cringe, you feel a bit like icky saying them, but at the same point, a lot of the stuff that becomes super mainstream and then abused and overutilized is because at their core, there is something of serious value there. At the basis of it, there is something of value. It's like the saying, all good lies are based on a nugget of truth. It's the same concept, that all these things get conflated and blown out of proportion, but the core fundamental of it has value. And it's like the saying, I say it all the time, it's like disappear for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and come back a different man. And now this has been, as I said, overhyped, overutilized. It's used in a lot of the sales pitches and things. But there's truth in it. There's so much truth in it. People talk all the time about how they're going to start the workout, they're going to start the diet, they're going to start X to change their life, start the business, start whatever it might be. Instead of talking about it, just do it. Let your actions speak louder than words. And to be fair, I've been there as well. Whenever I talk about stuff here, more often than not, it's because I've been there, or I'm going through it myself. I don't want to try and talk about hypotheticals. I don't want to talk about things that I don't know anything about. It's the same as my workouts. When I give people's workouts, I can promise you that I've either done the exact workout or a harder version of it. I'm not going to give you anything that I haven't personally vetted and tested. Because, well, that feels inauthentic to me. I'm not going to make you go through something that I haven't gone through. The reason why I created Demanding Greatness was because, well, shit, I needed it. That's what I needed more than anything. That's what I needed to find. And I couldn't find a program out there to force me into the place that I needed. So I created it myself. And, I was the hero of my own journey. I'm not saying I'm a hero, but I was the hero of my journey. I needed the teacher, the guide. And I'm not saying it's not out there, but I couldn't find one for me. So I created it myself. And then I was like, well, there is a need for this. There are people out there like yourself who were in the same position as me, who hated the man in the mirror. Not just for the physical aspects, which was there. Man tits, stomach hanging over the sides, growing wider by the day. Fucking disgusting. And I hated myself for it. But also the man inside. The man who didn't keep his word. The man who couldn't follow through. The man who let feelings dictate his life choices. I hated that man more than anything else. More than any other aspect of my life. I hated the man that lied, that pretended, that believed his own bullshit. That man was worse than anything. Fuck being fat. I hated the imposter who'd put on this front, who'd put on this face, who would talk about how great he was and talk about all these things, who was the height of hypocrisy. I've owned my personal training studio for coming up on 13 years. And I was a fat fucking personal trainer. That is unacceptable. It's the height of hypocrisy. I would daily tell people how to exercise, how to eat, all the things to do. And then I'd go home and do the complete opposite. I'd go home and, shovel down pizzas and wine and whiskey and ice cream and all the things under the sun. That, to me, was more abhorrent than, the physical aspect. But the physical was the manifestation and the representation of who I was on the inside. And it's why I believe the reverse is true. It's why I believe that we must start with the fitness. We must start with the physical. Because this is your representation to the world of who you are as a man. Can you keep your word? Can you follow through? Can you do the things? Can you keep showing up day in, day out without seeing a result and just trust the process? Can you give it intensity, consistency, and effort? Can you do these things? Those who acquire those skills show it in their physical capacity. And it's your representation to the world. And I also believe it, especially as you get older, especially when you become a father, especially if you're a business owner. These things where you have large fucking responsibilities. But you know that this matters. You know that this is important. You know that this shows up in every area of your life. But it starts with this. It starts with the physical. Because who you are screams so loud I can't hear what you're saying. So who are you? Are you the man who does the workout? And not just does the workout. Gives it fucking everything. That leaves it all on the table. That leaves no doubt about who you are. That leaves no question of your work ethic. That leaves nothing to chance. That you have left it all out there. That there is nothing more to give. Because that speaks. That speaks in your energy. It speaks in how you show up. It speaks in all the areas that matter. But you have to learn that skill. And from learning that skill, then you can apply it to other areas. And then it starts to show up in business. It starts to show up in relationships. It starts to show up in here. But first you've got to learn who you are on the inside. First you've got to start building that credibility with you. Before you can build the credibility with others. Before you can show that you're a man of your word to others. Before they'll start believing it. It starts with you. It starts with you following through. It starts with you doing the work. It starts with you making those hard choices every single day. And again, that's why I think fitness is the perfect tool to deliver this. Because there are going to be days where you don't want a bar of it. Probably more of them than you want to admit. I love working out. Don't get me wrong. I genuinely love it. There are still days where I don't want to fucking do it. There are still many days where I don't want a fucking bar of it. But the point of being a man of your word is that your feelings don't fucking matter. It's about what needs to get done. It's about showing the fuck up regardless of your feelings, regardless of motivation, regardless of what's going on, you get it done. every single day. Because that's where the difference is. That's where the difference lies. It lies in those who do the work no matter what. Those who continue to show up no matter what. And the question becomes, are you willing to do that? Are you capable of doing that? Are you able to show up and do the work? Not for the external, not for others to see, not for those things. Those are niceties that come with it. But for who it'll make you in here. For who it'll make you on the inside. Fitness is the greatest tool to develop you as a man. To demand greatness from you. To, well, get shit done. Because every single day you can get battle tested. Every single day you can go out there and test your limits. Every single day you can follow through and do what is required. That's the greatest tool ever. That's the greatest skill acquisition you can ever develop. Is just continually and unendingly showing up like everything depends on it. Leaving it all out there. Not for the world to see, but for you. As I said, who you are screams so loud that I can't hear what you're saying. But the problem with this as a viewpoint, the problem with this as a way of life, is that it's not sexy. It's not quick. It's not rapid. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes consistency. It takes showing up for a longer period of time than you want to admit. It means doing things that aren't comfortable. It means making choices when others won't. It means continuing to do the work no matter what. And this is the separator. You know, we're so addicted to quick results. We're so addicted to instantaneous. But we've lost sight of the things that truly matter. We've lost sight of the value of things. Because the value is found in, well, not quick, but in doing the work. I'm not saying suffer for the sake of suffering. I'm saying do the work right. You didn't end up where you were overnight. It wasn't one choice that landed you here. So it's not going to be one choice in the other direction that's going to land you exactly where you want. It requires you doing it over and over and over again. It's not the big, audacious moments that change you as a man. It's the little ones, the little choices that you make 1,000 times a day. Those little left or right choices. Because the tree falls the way it leans. I love that as a saying. The tree falls the way it leans. So if you're constantly making poor decisions, if you're constantly making choices towards a life you hate, lo and behold, you end up with a life you hate. If you're constantly making choices towards changing your life, improving it, growing, developing, becoming the man that you want to be, oh, lo and behold, you end up with the life that you want. But here's the part that people don't like, that they don't want to talk about. That this is a forever game. This isn't a one and done. This isn't a, oh look, I did the work for 90 days. Maybe you did it for 6 months or 12 months. No, this is forever. You should forever be leveling up. Who you are on the inside should be constantly growing and developing. You should be constantly pushing for more. Because there is no maintaining. There is growth or death. There is nothing in between. So constantly be pushing forward for more. Constantly be pushing forward for better growth. To become a better version of yourself. To have who you are scream so loudly that everybody knows that you are a man of your word. You're a man of follow through. You're a man who gets shit done. that no matter what it is, you will get it done. And for your wife, your kids, your family, those you serve, all of them, that is the greatest gift that you can ever give. Being a man of your word. Being a man of follow-through. A man who just shows up and gets it done, no matter what. That's where you want to be. That's who you want to be. That's the man you want to be known as. And it has nothing and everything to do with being in great shape. Look, there are always the other ends of the spectrum. It's a correlation versus causation thing. There are guys who aren't men of the word who are in great shape, but I don't know anyone who is a man of their word who isn't in great shape. And that's the difference maker. Because, well, you are the vehicle that delivers your life. The health, the strength, the energy, the motivation, all that kind of stuff comes from those choices, comes from those decisions, comes from who you are. Being in great shape, being healthy, strong, fit, capable. It shouldn't be an argument. It shouldn't even be a discussion. It just should be. Being strong, fit, and healthy and moving every day to feel good every day should be the normal. There shouldn't be questions involved. There shouldn't be a discussion about it. It just should be. Because it screams who you are. It screams that you're ready to look after yourself and therefore look after others. Because you show up every day to take care of, as I said, the vehicle that allows you to do everything else. That vehicle isn't working properly. Well, what have you got? I honestly believe that it is your duty, honor, and obligation as a father to be in incredible shape. Not just to lead by example, not just to set your kids up for the best possible life, but also so that you can be around for as long as humanly possible. People say, well, I'm a great father because I'm present and capable. Are you? Are you actually present? Are you actually able to do all the things that your children want? Are you actually able to show up that way? Or is that all talk? And what happens? Well, you drop dead at 50 of a heart attack because you didn't look after this. Now how present are you? Now how much are you there? Because you wouldn't give up the things that you enjoy in the moment but long term don't serve you. Again, it comes back to that. Who you are screams so loudly, I can't hear the things you say. So it's time to take an honest to God look at yourself and decide what, truly matters. What's truly going to deliver the results that you want. That's truly going to lead you to the life that you want, need, and deserve. And it comes from making these choices. It comes from making a decision. It comes from doing this work. So if you're ready for that, let's get you into demanding greatness. Let's start that process. Links in my bio, and let's see who you can become on the other side of it. And I cannot wait to see you there.